Hickok 45 here. Did the military mess up by not selecting the Glock 19X? What do you think? Let's shoot it. Yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe we'll talk about that. Anyway, we've got the Glock 19X here today. The MOS version, okay? So that's newer. Originally it didn't have that, and that's about the only difference, I guess, in this one. But I have not shot a Glock 19X in quite a long time. It's been years since we had one here, and I think John did the video on that, as I recall. So I get my chance to play with a Glock 19X, and I've been waiting to get the MOS version so I could put an optic on it. You know, that's probably not true, right? Because I tend not to use those. But yeah, thought I'd shoot it some, talk about it, and remind you what this firearm is, just briefly, and then we'll shoot it some. We happen to get this compliments. It's on loan from Davidson's Gallery of Guns, where you get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on every firearm. Check out Gallery of Guns. So we're happy and pleased to be able to borrow this. Also, want to thank Silencer Central. They make great little mufflers. Yeah, you've seen the banished lineup of suppressors here in many of our videos, and you'll see more of them. Appreciate their assistance. As well as the Sonoran Desert Institute, where you can get distance learning in a variety of subject areas. So check them out at sdi.edu. And if you want to come over and shoot this with me, as long as you're here in the next couple of minutes, that sounds good. No, just kidding. So yeah, it's the Glock. It's a Glock. Oh no, I'm a Glock fanboy. Yeah, this is a pretty color, isn't it? I have to say, coyote tan, right? And I think that's one of the attractions for a lot of people. It's another Glock, another boxy Glock. They're not all that different, are they, when a new model comes out? But they work, and they're generally easy to shoot well for people, and they're just you know, kind of plain Jane, but they work. This one has the back straps, you know, replaceable back straps you can put on it and all that, and it is set up for, of course, the optic, and it's got the high sights on it. So, you know, I think so it can co-witness with the optic, you know, and you know, obviously a sight over a suppressor if you want to, and all that. If you're not going to put an optic on it, on this MOS model, and you know that, and maybe you're not going to suppress it, you don't have plans to do that, I would not want those sights, because they're a little bit weird. They're pretty high, okay, and I have some trouble hitting at distance with it because of that. So it's kind of a tactical version, I say, mostly, that you want to probably put an optic on it and or a suppressor or whatever, I don't know, but is what it is. And you know, this is very popular. They sell a lot of these Glock 19Xs, and of course this is the forerunner of the Glock, the very popular 43X, right? So a lot of people have decided that they like a short slide with a longer grip. They really have. Some people like just the opposite, right? They like a short grip with a long slide. And I'm not sure which team is in the lead on that, but at least with Glock, you have both options now, don't you? With the, I forget even all the numbers, but the Glock 45 is this configuration, and what is it, 47 or whatever. You can interchange on the Gen 5s. And I have done that, right? And in video, you know, take a Glock 19, put a 17 slide on it, and vice versa. So you have options. We always like options. Can I shoot it again? All right, shooting a little Fiocchi here. Might shoot some Underwood and some Steinel. I don't know. Might shoot some ammo from my ammo company. No, I don't have an ammo company. Let's shoot that target. Glock 19 MOS. I'm going to hold right in it, see where it hits. I'm going to hold, level up the sights right in the bull. Okay. That's interesting. It does shoot a tad low, but not as low as I would expect up close. Let me put one on the Cowboy. Okay, those last three are about where I was holding. Now when I get out there pretty far, I'm gonna put one on. I'm gonna try to hit that pig up there high on the left, the furthest pig. Now I'm gonna hold right on him, see where it goes. Well, I don't know, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. Let's try the buffalo. Try the ram. I don't know if I was hitting that or not. Okay. Well, maybe it's not as bad. I was shooting at the red plate before y'all got here. I don't know where y'all were, but I had to explain things to you because you were not here yet. And I was going crazy low. Maybe it was just me. Yeah, it could be. You never know. Some days you're on, some days you're not. We'll shoot some more. It's nothing I'm going to keep, but it doesn't matter. But it does make sense that when you got higher sights, it's going to print a little bit low for you, generally speaking, doesn't it? Am I overthinking this? What if the sights were this high, like way up there? It'd be like an AR or something. So it's going to shoot lower at print lower at close distance. So anyway, it's the Glock 19X, and it's not a big secret now what you got here. People love them or hate them, and this was the model that Glock made to enter the the modular handgun trials. What that been now, 6, 7, 8, I don't know when it started, but the SIG was adopted what, 5, 6 years ago or whatever. So anyway, SIG won with the P3, the 320, and which is what, the M17, M18. So they won that contest, but as I understand, and I'm not going to get deeply into that, but that Glock was second, a very, very close second, and some people think they actually were the preferred pistol. Some people other than just Glock representatives, okay, that if you read about it, that Glock wasn't willing to do some things as usual. They did put I think a thumb safety on it because that was required, but it's not as modular as the SIG, and some things like that. And I think SIG just killed them on the pricing. They maybe even took a loss, I don't know. But anyway, it all comes down to politics and pricing, parts availability, and lots of different issues. It's not really always which is the better firearm. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Glock fanboy. I like SIG too, but I point all that out to emphasize that this is a very fine pistol. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? It was almost chosen, and maybe it was even preferred by the U.S. military, okay? So anyway, just to give it its props that are probably due it. So, and it's kind of a Gen 4.5, some people call it, because it's got a lot of the Gen 5 features, the ambi slide locks, and got a reversible mag release, the contoured front of the slide, some things. So it's almost a Gen 5. And a nice gun. And now the one thing that you always want to point out about these is I don't have any Gen 5 magazines out here, but they have a bigger base pad on it, and they have a problem right here with the 19X, and you need to either replace the base pad, or I guess you could grind that off, I don't know. But that's one issue. If you have a lot of Gen 5 magazines, that you might be less interested in one of these, I don't know. But just to point that out. Of course, the lanyard ring makes it all worth it, right? Excuse me. Yeah, the lanyard ring, you got to have that, right? And that comes with it being, a military wannabe adoption anyway, but not really an adoption. Let's shoot some. Will it feed black magazines? I don't know if black magazines will work in it, really. I mean, really, you've got to. I think it only feeds Coyote tan mags. Let's try it. Got some Underwood in here, hollow point. What is that? 147 grain jacketed hollow points at 1125 feet per second. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of the velocity. Let me shoot one. I can tell better when I shoot out that way. I'm gonna go out through the gong. Now I put 2 or 3 on the gong, and then I can tell you what the velocity is. Yeah, that was about 1120, 1130. Oh, that was just 1100. Okay, let's pick off. Oh, what's wrong with that 2-liter right there? Shoot blanks. So anyway, it feeds hollow points. That's the reason I wanted to fire some hollow points in it. And who would be amazed that a Glock will feed hollow points? Yeah, what a surprise, right? Yeah. And for those of you who are a little gullible, all that business about me telling you what the velocity was, it's a joke. Okay. Yeah. I don't want somebody to lose sleep tonight over that. And you know, getting embarrassed at dinner tonight. You're out to have pizza with some friends. Yeah, I was watching a Hickok 45 video today. Guy is so smart. Did you know he can tell what the velocity is of a bullet when he shoots? Yeah. And then they would just laugh at you, right? All right. So what else do you want to know about it? First of all, it works in an Alabama holster, right? Thanks to Alabama Holster for their support of the channel. They make wonderful little Codex holsters. I like this flapjack holster for outside the belt. Wonderful. They make it inside the belt, and of course pocket holsters and all that. So great. That's for a Glock 19, and that's kind of what you got here with the slide, right? So what else should we shoot? Let's shoot one more of these pretty coyote tan mags, and then if there's anything else you want to know about it, I'll share that with you. But just a nice pistol. People, you know, make fun of Glock and they hate on them. You see that all over the internet, but they work. They're like a pickup truck, Ford F-150, which I've never owned, but just a standard that always works, or that works well, universally liked by most people, functional. Lots of militaries have adopted it. The Navy SEALs carry it. We could go on and on and on, but still, they're mall ninjas behind their computer in the basement of mom's house that will continue to rail against Glock, talk about how they're worthless pieces of plastic. So maybe they are. Maybe they are. Let's shoot it one more time before I make you leave. Glock 19X. And again, for people who are I probably assume too much knowledge because I'm such a genius, right? That's always liability when somebody is really a true genius like me. But this has the long grip like a Glock 17, like your kind of your biggest 9mm Glocks, right? Yeah, there's none of them. There's a lot of different configurations of Glock, but the Glock 17 size grip is what you have here. And you have the compact or the shorter Glock 19 slide. That's the configuration you have on this firearm. So that's the size we're talking about. Nothing all that unusual, other than this was submitted for the military test, and it just didn't win. Okay, it wins with me though. I like it. I'm going to smoke some pot with it. Yeah. Kapooey. All right. Fun gun. And I guess I got to quit bad-mouthing that sight so much. It's not as far off as it was seeming to be in my earlier shooting with it. So, but I haven't been interested in it or anything like that. And I really appreciate getting this from Gallery of Guns, Davidson's Gallery of Guns. Glock 19, the MOS. So I'm sure that that was a big problem for a lot of you. There are probably many people who were going to buy the Glock 19X, but that prefer an optic. You thought I was coming out with some joke. No, that really seriously, that just really do like the optic, because a lot of you do. Even though I don't use them much on handguns, a lot of you do like them, and you swear by them, and you really like them, and you like Glocks. And it could have been one of the reasons you kind of bypass the Glock 19X. So now that's available. I want you to be aware of it. I don't want you to be ignorant, okay? I'm trying to stamp out ignorance. So anyway, Glock 19X, the MOS version of it, and it's fun having one out here. Appreciate it. Glad y'all came by. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.